Could we possibly tape one of these around 7:30?
No.
I'm not the problem. I'm not the
Fuck
problem.
you too.
I
Fuck
sat
you too.
here and was very patient while I waited for you guys to
Fine.
get your shit together.
Okay.
100%.
It's sweet that you
I
think
know.
that.
You think I'm the problem?
I don't think you're
I'm
not the
It's
problem.
me. I'm the problem. It's me.
We know. It's totally Kim.
It's totally me. I'll take it.
All right, I'm going to go.
Good.
Can't wait.
Buckle up, literature fans. We're in for some boozy bookgasms today. Join three cousins creating a titillating headspace where steamy romance novels collide with strong cocktails. So, sit back, sip slow, and enjoy the ride.
Welcome back, all you horny booze hounds. Tonight we are discussing Your Dad Will Do by Katee Robert. But before we tackle this slow burn, what are we drinking tonight?
I don't know. It's not nearly enough to be called a booze hound.
Slow
Okay.
burn. Who are you?
It's ridiculous. Okay. All right,
You
boozers.
think this was a double header, people? Like, this is
something.
the first thing we've taped all day.
There was a lot ahead. Okay. So, our drink, we're going to drink a dirty cherry martini. I haven't had one of these in a while. And normally I don't like cherry drinks, but this one obviously has vodka in it. So I'm 100% on
So
board.
you're a fan, big fan.
Dark, sweet, little bit of naughty in there. Got some vodka, some cherry liqueur, some simple syrup. And if you want to lighten it up, which you might in this book, you can add a little club soda to it, but it's delicious.
Nah.
Hmm.
Actually, never mind.
Nah.
What do we call this again?
It is called a dirty cherry martini.
I have so many other dirty names for this drink, but
Yeah, it's
I'm
good.
here for it.
Good.
We will start with her female main character. Her name is Lily. She is a woman on a mission for revenge.
Indeed.
Her now ex-fiance did her dirty, and she feels like the best way to feel better about it is to seduce his hot dad. It's only been 4 days since the breakup, so this is very raw. And I was joking about the slow burn because this book is quick and to the point.
Paragraph 2.
It starts with her on the doorstep of the dad's house in a slinky black dress with garter belts and stockings and no panties.
She's had it on for this guy for a while, and she is ready to get it on.
In winter.
Oh, yeah, she's in winter.
She knows she's going to be invited in immediately.
She does. I mean, if you guys are cool with it, we can refer to our main male character as Zaddy Shane for the rest of our time together.
I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it.
He was very Zaddy-like.
I don't know how we found ourselves among so many Zaddy romances, but I'm here for it every day of the week.
Every day.
Pretty hot.
I'm always down. Lily makes her intentions very clear out of the gate, and Shane
Pretty
picks up
quick,
what
yeah.
she's putting down and says, "Oh, you're here for revenge." And Lily says, "Why not do it?" And Shane says, "Well, 2 reasons. One is that you were going to marry my son." And Lily says, "Well, I'm not going to now." He says, "Well, and 2, you're young enough to be my daughter." So Lily says, "So I should call you daddy then?" And he didn't hate that.
The best
Chapter
part of
1.
this book is that it's like right in there.
Like page
I
2.
was here for
Like page
every
2.
bit of it.
Definitely. He takes her over to this big sectional couch and props her in a position that he remembered from when she was dating his son Max, and they all watched a movie together.
Which is kind of creepy.
Super creepy.
Shane does give me the creeps a couple times. I wasn't sure how you guys would feel about it, but there's a couple times where I'm like, ooh, that was...
I don't know. Certain points I was like, yeah, that's kind of creepy. But then you can envision her being into him and like wanting him to do something, but not. It played into the whole fantasy.
I just had to be here for the Zaddy romance, right?
You
Like I had
did.
to compartmentalize a few of these things that in real life would have sent me running for the hills. But in this book and what I came for, it was fine.
And I love that for you because you sometimes have a problem with these things. And I am glad that you're
I'm
here for it.
shocked.
by the way.
She's not 17.
He's 25.
and she's not an authority figure.
Yeah.
This is fine. Everybody's consenting. I will say Lily and the fiance spent a lot of time with the dad, which I thought was a good little unusual.
They were young 20s.
I don't think that's unusual.
They
were over
Dude
there.
has a pool.
Yeah.
Well, for how little the dad cares about what his son thinks about what he's about to do.
Yeah, but he had a pool. He had the house. He had all the things.
They were just hanging
That's true. Kind
there.
of a bachelor pad.
Yeah.
But we are starting to get the sense that Shane has been attracted to Lily before today.
And she was obviously attracted to him because that was the first thing
Yeah.
she thought was, let me go over
That
and
was her
seduce
plan.
the dad. Yeah.
So Shane puts his hand palm up on his thigh and tells Lily to ride his hand. And Lily says his hand isn't what she wants. And Shane says, my hand is all you get right now. You have to earn my cock.
Didn't hate that.
And he tells Lily, show your daddy how pretty you come.
This whole book, I was here for the whole ride.
So Lily says, okay. Well, I mean, I guess in this moment, I would have said the same. So she hops on. He does ask, I thought this was a little strange. When's the last time my son made you come? She says he never did. So this makes
So
Daddy mad.
Yeah, it's a challenge.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah. So he goes down on her and makes her orgasm. I think it was kind of like she was 25 and had never
Really had an
an
orgasm.
Definitely
orgasm
not
with a
from him.
partner, which was
For sure.
I'm sorry, Lily. That's unfortunate.
Well, she'd been with him for a while, and he obviously just didn't care. As such, young 20-year-old guys don't. That's just
They're
not their
selfish
focus.
idiots.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's why zaddies are
It's a thing.
they're
Yeah.
part of the appeal.
Mhm.
Shane tells Lily, stay the long weekend, baby girl. And he tells her he wants to work out 2 years of frustration from her tight little body and worship her pussy. And he says that should satisfy her need for revenge. Lily says yes.
He's also kind of obsessed with her. Like, you're getting the
Mhm.
sense that this is not, oh, I'm just going to do it for the weekend. Like, he's been thinking
Well,
about
you
her,
hear
too.
the story about when she was at the pool and got naked, started masturbating, and she looks up and there he is in the window.
He was watching from the
And I love his
window.
comment on this, like, you don't know
Mhm.
what you saw. You don't know that I was also masturbating in the window watching you masturbate.
They've been sort of playing around each
They've
other
been
for a
circling it, yeah.
while.
This is clearly a fantasy that he's explored on his own.
And she's also explored via she showed up at his
Yeah.
house.
Lily says yes, she'll stay the weekend. And Shane tells her he wants to remember this and would like her to film their weekend
Red
highlights
flag.
on her phone.
This is where I had a problem.
Red flag. Ding, 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 ding.
Also, another part where I'm like, this is slightly creepy, but it's on her phone.
He does do it right.
He's like, if you want to share the videos to me, you can. Do with them what you want. She's apprehensive, but it is an orgasm haze. Like he's just given her the best or maybe the only
Only.
orgasm ever. And so they mess around a little more and she begs him to fuck her. He tells her to go get the condoms out of his cabinet. And when she comes back, he's taking his dick out. And of
Huge.
courk it's
Huge.
just ginormous. It's huge.
as they all are.
And apparently he didn't pass that trait down to his son because like, based on her
He's still
amazement,
young.
she's never seen anything like it. Well, at 25, I think you're pretty fully developed.
Isn't this kind of like you pass down, you get from your mother's side, like male balding? Maybe from your mother's side, you get small penis. Is that right?
I'm actually not sure how that works, but it didn't work for him.
This is what the third book we've read about the boyfriend's dad. It's kind of the first time we're comparing penises.
That's what I'm saying. I think there might be some science to it.
I'm just sort of hoping that this dipshit like gets his shit together and gets a big dick later.
Nope,
I don't
not
know
gonna
if
happen.
You can, like, that's how you get a big dick.
I feel
But-
like it'll grow. It's gonna grow. It's gonna be fine.
I mean, it'll grow, but it's not going to grow much, and it'll
It's
shrink
not
again.
like your ears. Like when you get older, your ears get bigger.
That's a myth. That is not true.
I feel like it is true. Your nose and your ear,
No,
not your
your
penis.
face
It
is
is not on the
Peter
list.
does not.
His penis is
No,
not on the list.
sorry, guys. The scenes in this book are hot. I mean, Zaddy Shane has a filthy mouth. I'm here for all of it. Like
So
that part
hot.
was
Yeah,
written
so
so
hot.
well. And so the first time they do it, she says Shane fucks her like he's mad at her. But after, he's like super sweet and gentle. He
Sign me
clearly
up.
cares about her. Yeah, this book does not disappoint. It's one scene after the next. They are all amazing. Shane's an alpha in the bedroom. He's possessive. He's demanding. Lily is also liking it, but gets a little uncomfortable when it's it's time to sleep. This is a
Like
little
too
too
intimate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she says, it's awkward because you were going to be my father-in-law. And Shane says, and now I'm your daddy. I think we both prefer it this way.
Also, it cracks me up where she finds the weirdest things
Yes.
awkward. We've been slamming into each other.
Yeah.
You find
Sleeping.
this is
But
weird?
that is super normal where it's like, yes, you're just fucking. And then it's like, now we're sleeping together or now we're showering together. And now all of a sudden,
Yeah.
this is a thing. Like,
Or we're eating breakfast
cooking me
together.
breakfast.
It's like, oh, this
Too
is
It
intimate,
familiar.
yeah.
becomes something more than just like screwing. Exactly. You
Yeah.
think of sex being the most intimate thing, but it's not. It's
It's
the
not.
after that is
Yeah.
the most intimate part of
That's
it.
so true.
It's the before and the after.
Yeah.
It's the head games,
flirt,
right?
it's
Head and heart.
the do you, don't you? And
They always tell you follow your head, follow your heart. They never ever say follow your vagina. Like
follow your
ever.
dick.
Like no one ever says that. And maybe that should be a saying.
Weird.
That is,
Weird.
that's thought-provoking.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Kim.
Good thing.
I love the interplay between the sex scenes where he takes her out of
Mhm.
the house.
For another
Or they're
sex scene.
cooking
Yes.
breakfast or I mean this book is definitely like an interplay between the sex scenes, but I was here for it. I thought the story really connected for a novella that was really just a sex book.
Same. I was surprised at how good the
Mhm.
story was. So the next morning, Shane lays out a slutty outfit for Lily, and she comes to breakfast wearing it without panties. Because he has a pool, she spent a lot of time there and left some clothes there she used as cover-ups. Well, he's clearly had fantasies about her in these outfits, and he's laid them out. So again, edging towards creepy, but I'm going to compartmentalize it and I'm going to go with it. And so he tells her she's dressed like a slut and asks her who she's planning on fucking in this outfit because he realizes she's not wearing
Well,
panties.
he laid it out for her, so he was like
Without
ready and
panties.
willing.
Yes. And she says she was planning on doing it with him, but if he doesn't give her what she needs, she'll go somewhere else. Daddy doesn't like this. So he spanks her, he edges her, he tells her to put her panties on because they have errands to run, which is really just going to buy a butt plug at the sex toy shop.
It's an errand. It is an
I mean,
errand.
priorities, okay? It's a
He took
long
her out.
weekend.
We're not getting groceries today.
He's got things to do.
Also, again, it's winter and she's wearing these skimpy, freezing
cover-ups.
swimsuit cover-up.
He doesn't plan for her to get out of the car, but he really likes this foreplay.
Sure.
But he fingers her while they're driving through the neighborhood, just edging her, and he's waving at all the neighbors.
Okay, did anybody else go,
Well, actually,
who's driving? Like,
How many hands does this man have?
right.
I was totally here for this. He had one hand on the wheel
Mhm.
and one hand on the other side, but
The other
she
side.
really gave it back to him. She was like, you like the fact that everybody thinks you are perfect and you're doing
Mhm.
this. And the interplay between them was sexy, I thought.
The dialogue was good.
They each had one up on each other. They were very equally matched, which made me feel good about the age difference and the fact that she really seduced him, but he was in for it, but she gave him just as much.
I still think it was a bit of a gap with the three hands because there's just mentally I'm going, is he nodding at them? Is he like physically taking his hand off and hoping he doesn't crash?
Maybe he was driving with his knee.
There's a hand on a wheel, you hope.
I don't
So
know.
they get to the sex toy store and he runs in to get some lube and a butt plug because he has given her a heads up that he wants to do anal sex.
Sure.
He comes back and puts in the butt plug.
They drive around the corner.
Yeah. They're still like in the parking lot and they start having sex in the car. And then guess who drives up, you guys? Are you gonna believe this?
The son?
Her ex-boyfriend.
So
His son,
weird.
Mac. So she's mortified. She lays down. So this part made me laugh because she's like, I don't care if I get caught, but I just don't want to be caught in a parking lot with a butt plug in me.
Feels weird. Yeah, it's not a great situation.
That's fair.
Everyone has boundaries.
In my
I
swimsuit
can
cover
also
up
see myself in that situation.
Middle of winter in a swimsuit cover up
With
a
a butt plug.
in the car doing his dad.
with my ex-fiance's dad. Yeah, no. All of these seem like bad options.
That's fair, Lily.
Bad options.
There's so many ways in which you can get caught in this situation, and that one is too far.
It's a bit far.
You know, you just got to draw the line.
This was so funny how he handled it.
They drive off real quick because she's embarrassed. And Max calls his dad. And he's like, hey, were you just at, they called it the castle.
The castle.
He says, why were you and Lily at the toy shop so early on a Saturday?
This is weird. I will say that this part was weird because he was like toying with him and Lily could hear
This
it,
is his
which I
son.
didn't
That's why I'm
love.
like, he does not
Yeah, I didn't love this
feel bad
part.
about this at all, which is different from the
Yeah.
other books we've read.
Yeah,
But
not
don't
at
you
all.
get the sense that his son's been a dick from the get-go? Because the minute he opens the door to her,
Yes.
he says, what did he do now?
Yes,
So
definitely.
I get the feeling like his son's a fuck up. He knows he's an asshole. He
Yeah.
knows he's not good to women. And he says, I didn't teach him this. He does say that.
And he knows that he's not being good to
Right.
Lily, and he has a hot for
Right.
Lily. He's been fighting this the whole
Yeah.
time. It was a bit fucked up, I think, in Shane's part because he made Lily listen to it. It almost reinforced for her that the son wasn't the right guy.
I don't think it was fucked
So
up.
it was a bit manipulative.
It was so fucked
It was
up.
smart on his part. I don't think so. Because he also confirmed.
Smart if he was manipulating
He
her.
also confirmed that this dude was there to buy something for his girlfriend. I mean, he's been separated for 4 days, which means been a long-term girlfriend.
She shows up at Zaddy's house because she caught the son
Cheating.
sleeping with his secretary and basically said he's been sleeping with the secretary for a while.
Who knows how many
This
other
scene
girls.
confirms, right? She assumes that there were a lot of other girls, but this scene confirms he's now, quote unquote, with the secretary and they're at the sex shop buying toys for the secretary. So she's really torn because she likes the Zaddy, but she's still very hurt that she's been cheated.
And I loved how true to the feelings the author stayed, even though this was kind of
I
a smutty
agree.
novella. She hears him say the word girlfriend, and it is fresh. They were engaged for 2 years. They've been separated for 4 days, and he's at a sex shop with a girl he's calling his girlfriend, and she loses it emotionally. She just has a breakdown. Her response is to give Shane a blowjob, which
Blowjob.
isn't how I'd respond. Works for Shane.
Well, you don't know. You haven't been in that
If you're in the car with a
situation.
Zaddy, I mean, what else are you going to do?
I mean, I feel like you're prejudging.
You know what sucks is like, I'm too old to get a Zaddy now.
No, you're not. But it's gross.
He'd be 70. I'm good.
She is sad that he's at a sex shop for his new girlfriend while she's at a sex shop with her new boyfriend.
Right, exactly.
I also agree with you, though, on the emotions. Like, she knows she's being irrational. She knows she's
Yeah.
fucking his dad, but she's still sad. There's still some emotion there. I think the author totally played this very normal. I think, yes,
True.
very true.
Yeah, I thought so too. And the only part that was off for me was that he didn't give a shit what his son thought.
He played like he cared, but he obviously didn't care.
So Lily is kind of having a breakdown, and Shane says his son's an idiot and he doesn't understand what a gift she is. And he says he's going to fuck her and date her, and it would serve him right if he married her and made her his son's
Yum, yum.
stepmother. So that just kind of comes out, you know, in a
Oh,
fit of
foreshadowing,
just
yeah.
he's
Emotion,
being emotionally supportive and also foreshadowing. He pulls Lily up on his lap and they have sex while she's sobbing and
That's
saying how much this hurts. And Shane comforts her and says, endings always hurt, baby girl, even when they are necessary. It was weird, but it was also what she
Yep.
needed in the moment. She's there to have sex with him for revenge, and he's
But
doing it.
honestly, like, as weird as it maybe could have been, it didn't feel weird. I don't know, like the emotion of the whole thing, I thought really
Yeah.
played well. The way that she wrote this, it
was
felt
real.
very real. He had real feelings for her and she had real feelings for him, but there was obviously this very emotional thing happening with her breakup. And I thought they played it really very normally. Like, I could see this happening.
I like that they kept
Mhm.
bringing it back to, she says throughout the whole thing, we weren't right for each other. We weren't happy. We were friends that took it to the next step when we probably shouldn't have. And I think she's not sad because they broke up.
comfortable.
She's sad because she's mourning the loss of her friend and the time that she can't get
Yes,
back.
Well,
that's
and
It's
so
an
just
true.
the
emotional roller
disrespect.
coaster. And the disrespect for their friendship.
The cheating and the lying.
But she's not sad that they broke up.
No.
She knew it
it's
wasn't
just
right.
Emotional gut punch.
Yeah.
Mhm. So they get back to the house and Lily says she knows she needs to sort through her feelings, but not this weekend. And Shane says, I'll give you whatever you need. So he's saying, I'm basically a fuck doll for you,
here
and
for you
that's okay.
forever.
Yeah.
At the very
Love that.
beginning, they talked about, wouldn't it be better if the boyfriend walked in on us, found us?
We do get there. But first we
Mhm.
play cribbage.
That
They
was
do play board
weird.
games, yes.
But
It's
she
their
had to bring
thing.
it around. She had to bring it around to they had more than just
they
sex.
had a relationship.
By doing this, you recall all those nights before when she played with him when the boyfriend was on the couch watching TV and probably texting
Mhm.
his fuck buddies. This brought it back around to we've actually also had a relationship for this many years. So I think
Mhm.
that was really smart.
Yeah.
Well done.
It was a
the
lot of,
author.
you're realizing they spent a lot of time together. But okay,
Yeah.
so after the breakdown in the car, she comes back, she freshens up, he sets up a cribbage game. She's still wearing the butt plug and the slutty outfit. Okay, so she comes back down and
They're still in it for the weekend. I mean,
Yes.
neither one of them are giving up these few days.
they bang on the kitchen table in front of the window, which was
Yummy.
It was a step. It was hot. It's every sex scene in this book was written
It was
very
hot,
good.
yeah.
It was a big deal because when she first got there, he wouldn't do anything with her in front of the window, and now they've progressed, and he's willing to bang her in the window. And Shane tells her he knows she's been looking for a reason to climb on his cock since the day they met, and she doesn't deny it.
Well, I mean, he's not wrong.
Well, I mean, the whole like getting off on the pool while he's watching from the window. They've been flirting around each other
Dancing.
for basically the whole time she's been with his son.
And Lily asks, do you think you can die from sex being too good, because she thinks she might be dying? She's
Nice.
having the best sex of her life.
Yeah.
We could all go out so well.
She's emotional about this too. Both of their emotional journeys are very well written. They're very into it, but also you can feel the angst.
He says she makes him feel like he's 18 and all he wants to do is fuck and fuck and fuck. And she says she feels the same. And, aw.
Sweet.
He says, you need to eat. I'm going to make you dinner. So she goes into the living room and lays down on the couch and she falls asleep. He picks her up and carries her to the bed. And he does pull out the butt plug at this point. And I just have to say,
God.
it feels like a long day with a butt plug.
Feels like a lot
I
of
feel like you shouldn't
information.
leave it in there for that many hours. Like they ran errands together. She hung
ran
out and
one
played
errand.
cribbage.
He put it in the car.
In the
It's been like a few
morning.
hours.
But no, I'm thinking it was more like brunch time.
I'm talking
Early
like a few
morning
hours.
brunch.
It's gotta be 5-ish.
Stretching that shit out, man. Okay.
Cribbage
Yeah.
takes forever. Anywho, Lily wakes the next morning to the sounds of Shane jerking off to their home movies, like right next to her in bed.
This is
What a guy.
amazing, by the way. This whole scene is amazing because
You couldn't wait for her to wake up, like she's right there.
you're totally creeped out until you're not and you think it's hot.
Yeah.
I was so creeped out until I wasn't. And then I thought it was perfect. Like the way she writes this whole scene,
We teetered on the edge of this guy being a little creepy, I think.
It was a little creepy in the beginning. She's like, "How many times have you done this?" And he's like, "Oh, a couple."
he's
it's
so
kinda
fine with
also
it. He's like,
weird.
I am here for us. You're like
weird.
half a second annoyed until you're not. I don't know. The whole thing made me happy.
But you're putting yourself in her shoes.
Yeah, I
You're
feel
day
like,
2 with this guy
oh.
and he's jerking off next to you in bed. Oh, okay.
But she obviously was into it.
She got into it. They watched the movie together.
But I think it also built her confidence up because she started
Yes.
seeing herself in a different way. She started seeing herself like he saw her, and she's like, "Oh my God, I'm hot. I
And
look
he
good.
was
Look at
into
my
her.
curves." And he's like,
Yes.
"Yes, you are."
Well,
Yay.
she sees how he looks at her in
Yeah.
those movies. She
Mhm.
said he looks at her like she's his.
Yes.
Love that.
It's not
for
just
it.
a sexy play thing. I'm his. He does look at her that way.
He does
so.
say that quite a
He's
few
not
times.
being trashy. He is totally into her.
On their last day together, things start getting a little more intimate, and she starts thinking things like, keep me, and I might love you. And then she has an extremely intense orgasm and screams, I hate you, I love you, I don't fucking know.
We've all been there.
Yeah.
I get it. I get
Every
it.
other weekend.
Every other week.
She gets embarrassed by her passionate outburst, and then Shane tells her she hasn't been eating or sleeping enough and she's not taking care of herself, and they kind of argue about it. In her defense, he's been distracting her from nutritional health. I mean, it's
Yeah.
really not her fault. Like,
She's going to be
Yeah,
malnourished
she will
by
be
the end.
dehydrated. What do you want from
like
me?
he hasn't made that a
Facts.
priority for her.
They need some of those, what are those, Factor 40 pre-made meals?
Or
be
some smart
established.
water. I mean,
Just smart water. We know how important hydration
Yeah,
is.
he's
Yes.
not staying hydrated. So she's eating and they start fooling around and Lily says, Daddy, I'm a bad girl. I want Max to come in and see us together. So Shane says, why don't we make a video that you can send him and that will hurt him enough for revenge? So again,
not with the
Red
idea that
flag.
she'll send it, but just like for her own, like to get her
but she
own
might
back,
send
right?
it.
She
And
might
Shane
send it.
doesn't really give a shit.
I don't think that's the idea, though. The idea is take your own back, film it, feel better. We'll see what happens after.
It's supposed to be therapeutic. It's supposed to be
Yes,
self-serving,
exactly. Cathartic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I get where he's coming from, but I mean, extra porn in the folder, I don't think it's going to be
For
an issue.
him. Yeah. So, and it's still on her phone, right?
Sure.
Like it's not on his
Mhm.
phone. It's for her.
She has full control. When they're filming, they do some role play and they pretend it's their first time, even though they've been going at it like rabbits for 3 days. So they don't get to use the video, though, because Max shows up while they're having
They're
sex.
starting on the couch and then they get super into it, right? And go all the way up to the bedroom. Don't shut the door.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, oh,
Mhm.
he's coming down the hall. Oh, but he really was.
And she knows, and she keeps having sex with his dad.
She sees him come across the doorway and she's like almost mid-orgasm and she doesn't stop.
And we find out later, like, he knew
Yeah.
too.
They both knew, like, it
little
was
fucked
like
up.
they were in the middle of it and they're like, do we stop or do we just keep?
But do you feel like he
Yeah.
called him? I know it doesn't say that. I know it kind of alludes to
I
that,
don't think so.
but he gets up and he leaves the room and he comes back at a certain point.
Mm.
Why would the sun
much.
randomly show up?
You always
They-
think it's a conspiracy.
Yes, you do. That's true.
Totally a
I
conspiracy.
disagree.
Totally.
They always just randomly showed up for summer or randomly showed up. Like they spent a lot of time there. She got her revenge.
It all feels very staged.
He was always going to catch them.
Yeah.
He was always gonna catch
The
them.
dad randomly goes to the same sex store as the son on the same day. Interesting.
I love that this is
saying.
where you take this.
It's weird.
Just
Little-
just you know what, be okay.
Like, do
with
you
the
go to the
fact
same
that-
sex store as your mom? Awkward. Weird.
I don't know
saying
where
that.
my mom's sex store
Exactly.
is.
That's what
I
I'm
mean-
saying. That's weird.
We don't have a castle in my town.
I find that hard to believe.
So,
Does she have good sex toys? I should ask her.
Oh, don't do that.
maybe.
That feels weird. Don't do that.
Okay, so anywho, Lily goes to the kitchen to talk to Mac, but she finishes and then she
As she
goes to
should.
talk to him.
Well, she has to finish.
It's rude not to.
So Max he's weirded out, but not sad.
Not
about it.
annoyed. Yeah. He's more freaked out versus being sad. He's not
Yeah.
upset. He's just
He admits he's been an ass and he's in love with the secretary, and they have a very adult conversation about exchanging their things.
It was very adult.
I love this. He's like, but my dad, and she's like, sorry.
Yeah. But Lily, also very adult, realizes she needs to
Yeah.
heal. She's not ready to jump into a relationship. And even though Shane is asking her, he's like, I'm
here for you.
This is
Yeah.
what I want.
I got to tell you, I love this part and the way it was done. I felt like this was so good because usually it's like, oh, okay, I know I was broken, but I'm going to jump in this relationship and go, go, go. And I feel like the author, she did it right. She took it
Mhm.
and
Agreed.
she pulled it out and she had those late night texts, the drunken texts, all those things that happen.
She had a couple
I loved it.
moments. Yep.
Oh, yes. Where he like rescued her from the bar.
He picks
So
her up because
cute.
she's had too much to drink, but he won't sleep with her. So they have a couple of exchanges in the 6 months, but really she takes the time to
Mhm.
heal for herself. After the 6 months, Lily decides now she's ready.
She's a teacher, so like summer break.
She's got the summer off. Yep.
Mhm.
So she shows up in a see-through swimsuit cover-up without the swimsuit and lays out on a lawn chair by his pool.
Texts him.
He speeds home, takes the afternoon off. They have reunion sex. They decide they're going to be together.
Forever.
The end.
Happily ever after.
It was good. It was
Cute.
It was a fun read. I was
It's
getting
so
hot and
fun.
bothered. It was very good.
It's one of those, it's a novella for sure. It's super short and you get into the sex immediately. But there's a story there. She really does a good job in a very short amount of time to make you invest in these characters, to really enjoy the sex. I really want to see them at the end come out on top and not feel like you've been cheated on a story. I really liked this book.
I did too. Honestly, it's one of the better novellas that we've read because a lot of times you're sacrificing a storyline or the sex isn't there or something is missing. This was a 4-star read for me. I felt like this ticked a lot of boxes. The only reason it's not 5 is because Shane did come off a little creepy.
I love the fact that nobody felt like an asshole in the end. Even the son was like,
oh, they came around.
I screwed up.
Yeah.
I was bad. We weren't meant to be. I didn't know what else to do. So I pushed. I cheated, but I went to the next step because I didn't know what step to take after we'd been friends for so long. So which is normal. Nobody came out as an asshole.
That happens
Even
all the
the cheaters didn't come out as assholes. Everybody came out as adult in good relationships. We were hoping the son got his shit together. He probably did not, but that's okay.
Probably not. That's fine. But now he has good role models.
Right.
With his dad and his ex-girlfriend.
Stepmom. Because they get married at some point. But
of course.
Yeah, I also gave it 4 stars. There were some creepy moments, definitely. But I liked the way the story panned out.
I actually gave it 4.5 stars. It was so close to 5 for me because the sex was there, the story was there. Okay, yes, there were some creepy factors, but I could totally look over all of those. I felt it felt like a very normal story. I could see myself in her situation. And I love the fact that to your point, ended in a way that everyone was happy. There was and to your point, Jen, she took her time to heal and then come back to him. For a novella, the story did not feel rushed to me. It felt like a very complete story. I loved it from start to finish.
Jen, for those readers who don't know.
Fuck you. Every time.
Could you please explain what a novella is to our readers?
For the readers who don't know, a novella is a very short novel.
It's a short book. Spice, though, I gave this 5.
Oh, yeah.
5 stars.
5 out of 5.
I mean,
I didn't need anything more.
There's no way you can't give this 5 stars.
No.
There's no way.
Paragraph 2, you're like, ooh.
You came here for Spice and you got what you came, but then you got the nice surprise of a decent plot and a happy ending. I mean, it was really well done.
This author has 4 of these, just like this, immediately into the sex, but a decent plot in each of them. And I'm a total fan. I go back to it when I'm in a rut, because I just need something fun.
I found it funny because while I'm reading through it and I'm going to the next chapter, I'm like, it just felt like a commercial break. I stopped because there was no switch in plot, nothing changed. I'm like, oop, took a drink of my coffee. Chapter 12. Next. Oop, took a drink of my coffee. Chapter 13. Just felt like a commercial break because it flowed so well. Well done.
True.
Well done.
Yeah,
Very
agreed.
Good. All right. Thank you, everyone, for recapping this one with us. If you haven't already, be sure to find us on TikTok, Insta, and Facebook. Check out boozybookgasms.com for reading lists, cocktail recipes, and episodes of our show. And until next time, happy reading.
Happy reading.
Happy reading.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in. We hope today's episode was the climax of your day, leaving you breathless and wanting more. Until next time, remember to indulge in the pleasures of life and to keep the passion alive. You can find more tantalizing episodes at boozybookgasms.com. Enjoy the ride, and we'll see you soon.